Hey everybody, it's Comic Book Steve here again with a new haul. This is going to be a bit of a special one. This is my Black Spider-Man or Symbiote Spider-Man costume collection. And what I mean by that is one of the things I go after when I'm hunting books is I try to collect, since I'm a big fan of the symbiote costume, I like to collect all the issues where Spider-Man's wearing it on the cover. It's kind of hard to do it for all the issues he's wearing it in the interiors because it's hard to tell. There's no comprehensive list out there to go after. So I've been trying to collect all the covers he appears on with the black costume. I think I've got quite a lot of them. I know there's a few I'm missing, like variants and maybe a few from Amazing Spider-Man or Spectacular Spider-Man, but I think I'm pretty far along enough now that I wanted to show it off. I don't have a lot for like a new pickups haul this week, so I thought I'd do this instead. So anyway, let's get started here. This is you should all know, Amazing 252, first appearance of the black costume. Must have if you're gonna go after black costume issues. And then we got the Marvel Legends reprint signed by Ron Friends. And these are comics that as I go in and out of collecting, these always stay in my collection no matter what. These would be the last thing to go if like I need money for some reason. 253, 254, 255, 256. 257, also signed by Ron Friends. Back at the when I met him at the Pittsburgh Comic Con in I want to say 2005. 263. This is jumping into, so now he stopped wearing the symbiote costume, and I think this is his first appearance in the cloth black costume that Black Cat suits for him. 265, and he'll go on and off from wearing the black costume to wearing the red costume. You'll see some number jumps here. There are some that I don't have during like Gang War, but overall I have most of them. Second print of 265, 266, 268, Secret Wars 2 tie-in. Oops, move the camera a little bit. 269, Firelord, the controversial versus Firelord storyline. 270. I remember Wizard's kind of a funny magazine if you read it during the 90s. They had an article, a weekly article, a monthly article called like Best Stories, almost underrated stories or something, and this two-parter was the featured best story or most underrated story. I forget what the title of the article was. And then like a year later, it was then listed as one of the worst stories by a different writer who writes for Wizard magazine. I guess the previous writer had left. I don't know for sure, but it was just kind of awkward that over a span of a year it went from being one of the best storylines, and then they denounced it as one of the worst storylines. So I thought that was kind of funny. 271, 273, another Secret Wars tie-in. 275, awesome cover. Even though I don't like it when they make the black costume like blue, you know, give it like soft highlights. You don't have to make it. You don't have to go crazy with the detail. Make it like turn into like a blue costume. It kind of drives me nuts. 277, 280, 281. Again, looks more like a blue costume there. 282, 283, 285, 286, 288, 290, 291, 292. I need to get the reprint of 292. 293. He's not really wearing the black costume there. It's just Kraven holding the costume, but close enough. 294. 295. You can barely see it there. 297. 298. First cameo of Venom. I don't have 299. But I do have 300, thankfully. CGC 9.4. Happy about that. And then I also have the Marvel Collectible Classic Chromium edition of 300, which is friggin' awesome to have. Super happy to have that. And then, you know, this is one of the reasons why I didn't really care about One More Day and the Mary Jane Peter marriage getting retconned or whatever. I was a big fan of the black costume even in my early days of collecting Spider-Man. It always drove me nuts that he stopped wearing it because Mary Jane was afraid of it, and it made sense. And I applaud the writers for like restraining themselves from like going back on it. But it made sense. It did make sense that she would be afraid of the costume and Peter would not want to wear it. You know, but on the other hand, we're losing a really cool costume for him to wear. So from like 300 until McFarlane, I mean, during the 90s, it was very sprinkled. Like very rarely would you see the black costume in like a reprint or a flashback or something. So he didn't wear it again. From 300, he didn't wear it again until Volume 2, number 19. And then we get into Back in Black, which was really awesome. Second print of 539, 540, 541, love that cover. 542, 543. Then we go into 568. I guess he's kind of wearing it there. That the cover doesn't actually happen in the interior, but I consider it him wearing the black costume anyway. Second print of 596. This one was kind of difficult to find. I had to keep it on my want list at my comic shop for quite a while before it came up. 603, the 70 years variant. 637, second print variant. This one actually took longer to show up on my want list. I think I ended up seeing it not too long ago at a local comic shop, so I could have gotten it anyway, but it took about a year for me to track that one down. 638, 639, nice tuxedo. 692, hanging out in the background over there. 692 50 years variant. Really glad to have that one. Got that off the newsstand. It's got some spine ticks on the side, but overall it's pretty awesome. And I never see these in the wild. Those Marcos Martin 50-year variants, and they go for like 20, 30 on eBay. 700. He's right over there in the corner. Most of these black costumes around the eye are Venom. Number 9 from the third series, Scotty Young variant, hanging out up there. And 13 from Volume 3, front and center. And one of the biggest things I did not like about Spider-Verse is that they didn't have like an alien costume version of Spider-Man running around. To me, that was a huge missed opportunity. Instead, we get some like ridiculous punk Spider-Man. Annual 20, Annual 96. You might have been more annuals. I have to check. I might be missing some annuals. Then we get into Spectacular Spider-Man 91 versus the Blob. 92, 93, 94, and 95, and then that's the end of the alien costume in Spectacular Spider-Man. 101, one of the best covers, I would say, in all of Black Spider-Dom. 107, Gene DeWolf. 108, 109. Got some red highlights going there. 110. I actually just picked this one up today. Didn't have that last time I tried to film this. 111. More Secret Wars 2. 113. 115. Doctor Strange. 116. 118. Same with Amazing Spider-Man. During this era where he's wearing the cloth version of the black costume, he switches on and off from the red to the black costume. So you'll see some number jumps. I do believe I have all the Spectacular Spider-Mans, but I may be missing one or two. 121 with J. Jonah Jameson and his pink gun. Why not? 122, 123, 126, and then there were some issues where he has the black costume on in the interior, but the cover doesn't show it. Maybe the cover has the villain on it. Like I think the first 125 had Spider-Woman only on the cover and didn't have him on the cover. And I guess her costume is very similar to the black costume, but it's not Peter. So 127, 128, and Black Cat's god awful redesigned costume. That's the Black Cat, people, in the 80s. Pretty awful. 129, 130, 131, Kraven's Hunt. I actually think that's Kraven on the cover. 132, awesome cover, awesome. All those Kraven's Last Hunt covers are pretty awesome. 133. Let's get these guys out of the way. 134, 135, 137, and that's the end of the black costume. The black costume's inaugural run in Spectacular Spider-Man, and then the next time he shows up on the cover is 191, which is actually a flashback inside the book. And then we go into annuals. Number 5, I have these out of order a little bit. Number 4, and he's on the cover of number 6, but I don't have number 6 yet. Then we go into Web of Spider-Man, one of the other awesome top 5 black Spider-Man covers. Charles Vess does an amazing job rendering that costume. And we go all the way to number 8. Number 9. The Web of Spider-Man had a lot of like these covers that were just kind of generic. Number 10. Number 12. Number 13. Number 19. Introducing Humbug. Is it a key? Minor key? Huh? First appearance of Humbug? No. It is nothing. It is not a key in any sense of the term. If they ever bring that character back, I'd be super surprised. 21, 22. 22 was a book I had very early on. I got it off the newsstand when I was a kid, and for some reason, I thought this was the first appearance of the black costume. Just by the way the image is shown, like the way the cover is drawn, the way it's like, the way he's swinging towards the camera. It looks very like, look at me, I've got a new costume. So in my head, I was like, oh wow, this is his new costume. Because I wasn't picking him up monthly, it was just like every once in a while. So this is the first one I had where he was wearing the black costume. So, very nostalgic for me. 23, 24. This is one of the first cameos of Venom, predating Amazing Spider-Man 300. Underrated book. It's just his hand grabbing Not even with the symbiote hand, just like a hand of someone grabbing Spider-Man's leg off a building, and his spider sense didn't go off. So then later on, Dave Miscellaneous, or however you pronounce his last name, said that, oh yeah, that was intended to be Venom. 25, 26, 28, 29, Wolverine, 30, 31. Let's move these out of the way a little bit. 32, 34. Spider-Man playing football, I guess. 35, 36, and 37, and then that's the end of the black costume in Web of Spider-Man. There are annuals. Number 2, which is a really awesome annual, art by Art Adams. Number 3, this one I got bamboozled by when I was a kid. I bought it thinking, wow, it has all these characters in it, and then I realized it's just like a fact. It's like Spider-Man's. It's kind of like a official history of Marvel, or Spider-Man just has information about characters and where they live, who they are. We get into Adjectiveless Spider-Man, half, hanging out down there as Black Spider-Man. He's also on the red foil edition, which is a different cover. That goes for about 15, 20 bucks. I don't want to pay that much, so I will get it eventually. Then we get number 13. I was stoked for this issue when it came out way back in the day, because it was the first time he had worn the black costume in years. And then number 14. And then just as quick as that is the last Adjectiveless Spider-Man appearance. Then we get into Back in Black, Sensational Spider-Man, number 35, then 35. The second print, 36, 37, 38, 39, that's actually just, it's got the black costume in it, but the cover just has Venom, so I'm kind of cheating there. I forgot to take that one out. Number 40, and then annual number 1, and this is one of, if you've never read this issue, it's probably one of the best. If I had to list like my top 5 favorite Spider-Man stories, this one issue would be one of them. Really amazing story. Number 17, second print, also one of my favorite black costume covers. Really love the rendering of the highlight. Looks very oily, very cool. Number 18, number 19, number 20, number 21, number 22, and number 23. I think 23 is the last Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Then we get into Amazing Spider-Man Family. He's kind of wearing the black costume there. It's half on, half off. Whatever. And then Spider-Man Family number 1. There is a second print of that has a different cover that I have ordered from my comic shop, but not gonna wait to do this just for that one issue. Spider-Man Family, this one's unnumbered, but you got the black costume up in the corner over there. This one is the manga Spider-Man black costume. We get into Marvel Team Up 141, 142, 143, 144, 145, and 146. And that's all the symbiote costume in the Marvel Team Up book. Then we get annual number 7, which I think this is also the symbiote. Then we get into one of the newer ones that has shown up, Spider-Man and the X-Men number 5. Superior Spider-Man variant of number 32. There's a Spider-Girl hanging out up there in a black costume. I don't know who that's supposed to be, honestly. Is that Julia Carpenter? It's a really bad rendition of her costume if it is. And then we get Spider-Verse number 1, the variant edition. I love this cover, but I do not like the rendition of Black Spider-Man on it. It looks very, very small in the corner over there. Not crazy. Not one of the better ones. Excuse me. Then we get Spider-Man Adventures number 8. This one took a long time for me to find. This was the book that came out to coincide with the animated series in the 90s. So they just kind of rehashed the episodes. So they might not have been printed a lot, and then which ones were printed, might have been bought by kids, and then nobody really took care of them. So these kind of books are hard to find. This one took me a long time to find. Really glad to have it though. Number 9, that one's from my original collection. And then we get into Marvel Adventures, number 21, number 22, and number 23. And then we have Marvel Tales, number 291. I need a lot more of the Marvel Tales ones. I always pass them up because I would just be buying them for the cover, really. So I never... One day I'll get them. I always see them. I just never pull the trigger. This one I got because it's the last issue of Marvel Tales. Not that that really means anything, but I like to get last issues of books. Avengers 258, the only Black Spider-Man cover appearance in the Avengers. Missed opportunity, in my opinion. In fact, a lot of the 80s runs of books, Black Spider-Man doesn't appear, which is really disappointing. Like Thor, Captain America, Iron Man, there's no Black Spider-Man appearances. You would think there would be at least one, but no. All that time, there's no guest appearance by the Black Spider-Man. We go into Avengers, New Avengers 27, the variant edition. 28. Again, really happy that they brought back the black costume during this Back in Black era. Didn't last too long, maybe half a year. 32, he's down at the bottom over there. And number 37. And Annual 2 ended the Black Spider-Man run for New Avengers. And then we get the Initiative Avengers. Really awesome story. Great art, too. And Avengers Sanction. I don't know. They're covering up the friggin' logo over there. But anyway, he doesn't appear in the issue as a Black Spider-Man. For some reason, Ed McGuinness wanted to draw him on the cover like this. I'll take it. Avengers Invaders, number 1. Only the variant edition, the sketch edition, which is this one has the black costume on it. If you get like the regular color version, has the red and blue. Fallen Sun, there's no number on this. Just the Spider-Man version. And then we get What If, number 4. What If, number 17. What If, Back in Black. What If, The Other. Kind of a weird one here. Transformers, number 3. And Marvel Fanfare 42. Then we get some Marvel Age stuff. I think there's some more Marvel Age ones that I don't have, but these are the ones I do. Number 19, number 57, and Annual number 1. And then we get into another classic one, Secret Wars number 8, Secret Wars number 11, and Secret Wars 2 number 2. And Secret Wars 2 number 9. And he's way in the corner over there, getting knocked out by the Hulk. Speaking of the Hulk, World War Hulk #2, love that cover. And Hulk's, or World War Hulk Frontline, #4. Punisher War Journal, #13. Power Pack, #29. Moon Knight 32. Moon Knight 33. Web Spinners Tales of Spider-Man, #17. And then #18. Those are kind of difficult to find. Not a high print run on them. At least I assume, since they're so difficult to find. And we are in the home stretch here. Only got a few more. Spider-Man Reign variant edition. Back in Black handbook, which is very misleading. It's mostly just characters that didn't fit into any other official handbook thing. It's very. There's not a lot to do with Black Spider-Man in that book, but the cover's nice. Spider-Man Human Torch #4. Spider-Man Secret Wars #3. Spider-Man Secret Wars #4. Marvel Spotlight Back in Black. X-Men Spider-Man #2. Hulk #300. Vision Scarlet Witch #11. Now the rest of that's it for my Peter Parker in the black costume. The rest of these ones are other characters in the black costume. There's only a few. This is Avengers Free Comic Book Day, and there's Mac Gargan in the black costume. He's really Venom, but during the Dark Reign, and and Dark Avengers, he made his costume look more like Spider-Man. Dark Avengers #188. Dark Avengers #10. Mac Gargan up in the corner. Spider-Girl #75. First appearance of her black costume. 76. 77. 78. And 83. So that's about it, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. That is my Black Spider-Man costume collection. On the covers, like I said, it's one of the prized possessions of my collection. Not like super expensive stuff in there, unless you're talking about the first appearance of the black costume or the first appearance of Venom. But it's something I like to collect since I love the black costume so much. It's always been near and dear to my heart. And I think I'm pretty close to getting all of them. There's some variants. I know there's some Mike Monergo variants. There's Marvel Tales stuff. There might be an Amazing Spider-Man here or there. The hardest part is getting the tie-in, the team-ups from like other series. And I've perused, some of them on my comic shop or Mile High Comics to see if there's any that stand out on the cover. There's not as many as I thought there would be during the 80s. Like I said, Captain America didn't have any. Thor, Iron Man. Yeah, I don't know why Spider-Man didn't appear in those books during the time where he had the black costume. But he didn't, and that kind of sucks. I know there's at least one coming out for that Renew Your Vows series during Secret Wars, so that's kind of cool. And yeah, I'm hunting them down. If you see any that I didn't mention that I don't know about, please let me know. I would love to know about them. Anyway, thanks for your time, guys, and I'll catch you all later I'll be back next week with an actual haul. I should have enough amassed for an actual haul video. Alright, thanks, guys.